Okay, welcome back. We will be continuing our playthrough of Arena the Contest by Dragori Games. Two things to point out. One, I forgot to drop flasks when defeating enemies. When you defeat an enemy, for example, if, for example, I defeated that orc, once I remove him, I take his point counter and I put it in the place that he was defeated. And then on a hero's turn, they can use one movement point if they're adjacent to it to pick it up. And a flask, let me find one here real quick. Nope. Where are my flasks? Okay, I should have had these out and ready to go, but I forgot. Here they are. So a flask, for example, oops, let me put this back so I can get my camera back. Looks like, sorry about that, one of these. And for example, this is 8 squares, 1 enemy, and can transfer up to 1 hit point from, or 7 hit points from the target to an ally within range. So they do different things. I think some of them are area effect. Yeah, like this one's all enemies within a single straight line. So, oops, sorry about the glare. So yeah, so they do all sorts of different things, which is pretty cool. Shuffle those up. So I will be using those from this point forward. And I did get a game in, and I forgot to go back and review on the evil power cards. So I did play another game and then had a player versus player playthrough in the interim. I remember bone armor, so I think we're good with where they're at, but regardless, they're shuffled and ready to go. So it is our turn. We'll start. Also, the other thing is I need to make sure the special ready token, I move it along as I go from turn to turn. I wasn't doing that. I just kind of had it off camera, but didn't use it. But just as another thing, it just reminds you whose turn it is and also who has the ability to use it or if it's been used. And you can't use it back to back. So if one hero uses it, it goes to the next hero used, and then it's not going to get flipped till the end of their turn, and then it goes to the next hero. So you can't use it a special back to back. I know there are some artifacts which allow you to use specials with the token flip. So there are things like that, but not in this particular case because we're not using scrolls or artifacts. So we will start, and remember, the first player to go takes 8 damage. And I just realized I forgot to reset my damage tokens for my player, so let me do that. I will be right back. Back, I've got the markers set with Kaltar at 56 and all the other heroes at 60 hit points. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and start with Carrion because he's the closest to the treasure chest and the prisoner over there. So we are going to move over there. And he moves 6, so his movement action will be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the treasure chest. And so to be able to open the chest and or the rescue the prisoner, you have to spend a prime action to be able to rescue the prisoners. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to rescue that prisoner by doing my prime action as that. So we're going to rescue the prisoner. We will remove him. So he has been rescued. And now, upon doing that, we receive a lever key. So we now have a lever key, and they just say use like a quest item or something like that to represent it. And then event 1 happens. So event 1 is an orcish ambush. So Well, basically right here. So place 3 orcs within 2 squares of the prisoner adjacently to a hero or the nearest possible square. So, well, the prisoner's been rescued. Oh, wait a minute. I guess the prisoner hasn't been rescued yet because, well, I don't know which comes first, but it says you can't rescue a prisoner if there's orcs on board. So I'm assuming I have to rescue or defeat the orcs before I can get the prisoner off the board. It just, because it says 2 squares of the prisoner, so it's assuming the prisoner's still there or adjacently to the hero. So in this particular case, we'll get our 3 orcs. And I'm assuming they're just going to be right all around our hero here because he's within 2 squares. It says or, but that kind of meets both. So I'm going to do it that way. But he did have to use his prime action to attempt it. And then that's when let me reference this. Well, my assumption is I rescued the prisoner and then the orcs came. So I'm not sure why it says that way, but that was the first thing I did. And it does say, I mean, my assumption is I did a prime action and then it says upon release. So that means I'm releasing him. Remove the prisoner's figure from the battle grid. So yeah, I don't know why I'm talking about this because it pretty much explains it right there. Now, when the first prisoner is rescued, the orcs have the ability rested. So Furious Blow moves 2 squares instead of 1. So if they do hit me, they can push me 2 squares instead of 1 square. So that's not good. Okay, so Carry-On is done. I think I'm going to go ahead and move Katharina. I'm going to have her move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives her line of sight or vision to the gray orc right there. Now, characters do not block, or figures, objects, things like that do not block line of sight. The only thing that blocks vision or line of sight is walls. So I could actually, if any of those orcs would be in range, which they are 8, I could target any one of them because the other characters do not block the vision of the character. So I think, let's see what she's going to do. I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and do Black Plague, I think. That'll make them vulnerable, and then by the time we get back around to, oh, no, it's exposed. But I'm going to make them cursed. Let's do cursed. Plus it does 11 damage. So we're going to do cursed. And as you can see, 8 squares, 1 enemy, 11 damage plus effects, and the target is cursed. And the target takes 5 damage upon missing an attack roll. So that's a nice little thing there. So we'll go ahead and do her attack. Oops, and I've again been forgetting to pass this down, so it'd go to her. And here we go. 14. So that's going to be a hit. Remember, their armor is, or defense is 7. So that's going to be a hit. That orc, the gray orc, is now going to be cursed. And he takes 11 damage. And oops, I forgot to put the orcs out. They are on 30. And he takes 11, so he's going to be to 19. All right. So she is done. And make sure we're getting focus there. We will go with that. We'll just go ahead and move Qatar. He's probably not going to be able to attack. He does have one, well, that's a heroic or special attack. So Oh, and again, I forgot to do the special ready. So hit a target on your first turn. Another enemy within 5 square takes 4 damage. So we will take, we'll just do orange, and we will move him down to 26. All right, and next will be Qatar. So he will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He moves 6 actually. 5. We'll just move him 6. And I don't think I want to use that attack. I know it would be nice, but not really worth it. So I'm going to go ahead and just move another turn, and I'm going to have him move up to here because he can't cut that corner. So I'm going to have him stop there behind that the gray orc there. And he is, so that would have been moved to here. He's done, haven't used it. Then it's going to go to Thalia, and Thalia is going to just move twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Now she could actually target, even though she doesn't have a valid target, she could do an ability to possibly heal or bless an ally. That is possible. But I think I need to get her, I want to kind of get her, well, she'd be able to do that next turn to kind of get within range. So maybe I could do that. I could go ahead, attempt to attack, I'm just going to move her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put her there. Okay. So we're done. We haven't used, and then this is going to get, well, I don't know who's going to go first, so we'll have to wait and see who goes first. So now the orcs are going to go, so we have to draw our evil power card, and we get soul corruption. So, so soul corruption is heroes' attacks deal damage but apply no effects. Passive power is not affected, and it's you just use basic strategy for the attack. So we'll put that there. So we'll just start. They're basically already in contact. I'm going to start with the green, and they'll always go with the lower hit point. So actually, gray will attack Qatar. So I'm going to have him go first. And defense of 6. Gray is the one that is cursed, so he has to roll twice and take the lower of the 2. 13 and 12. So both of those are, 12 is going to hit. He's not going to take damage from it since he, and he's going to stay cursed until the end of Katharina's turn. So that's going to be a hit. They do, again, the orcs do their ferocious blow for 12 damage plus any kind of an effect, which is going to be to move 2 squares because they are rested. So it's going to move 2 squares, and unfortunately that's going to push him into the lava. So he's going to take 12 plus the 4 from going into the lava, and that's going to be 16 damage. So I'm going to take him down to 44 points. Okay, so now we'll just do the orange one, and he just gets his regular attack. 13 is going to be a hit, so that's going to be 12 on him. He can't really push him. I guess he can push him that way. And then 1, 2, he would actually be still in range of that one. So that's going to be 12 damage to Carrion. He's at 60, so 48. And green orc hits as well. So it's going to be another 12. So 36, and he's going to get moved. I don't know, I guess that's 2. So 2 spots away. So they are done. They have gone. Okay, so one thing I forgot to do when they were vulnerable. So once per turn, the heroes would have been, when they were hit, they would have been vulnerable. And I forgot to do that. So also forgot to give damage to Carrion from going first. So I'm going to do that right now. So he's going to take 8 damage. So be down to 28. And then he got hit twice during that attack. So he would have taken 3 extra each time from the different orcs that attack. So that's 6 more. So he's at 20. And Qatar also got hit and would have taken 3 more because he would have been vulnerable. So that's going to take him to 41. So that's been corrected. And then they're still considered vulnerable till the end of the next round after the last hero's turn. So you can see that right there on the bottom of the card. So they're still considered vulnerable right now. Okay, so we are back to the heroes' turns, and I think we still have the Berserker Strike on the orange orc. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and have, even has problem is I'll have let's have Thalia go first. So she's going to take 8 damage. And she's at 60, so she's going to 52. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and have her do her special attack. And the reason being is she's got a couple that do a lot of healing. And she's going to do, well, first she's going to move. I got to get her to be able to have line of sight to, I don't know if she can. Let's see. So if she goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, yeah, she's not going to be within range. So I don't think she's going to be able to do that. So maybe I shouldn't do her first. Let him move in. Let's do this. Let's take her back, and I will just have Katharina go. So she will be at 52. And I'm going to keep her where she's at right now, and I'm going to have her attack. So I'm going to move the special ready token over to her. And let us see here. Yeah. So she will attack, and she's going to do, oops. I'm going to make her, the orc, vulnerable, so he'll take more damage when he gets hit. So I'm going to go ahead and do Black Plague, 11 damage, 8 range. I'm going to do it on the gray orc there. And so she's going to attack, take her die. Oop. 5, so that's a miss. Great. So she misses, but she's still going to do 5 residual, so that's not a bad thing. So it's going to take him down to 14. So she is done. And, well, she can still move. Let's move her. I might just, yeah, she's, I'll move her. I'll move her over here. Yeah, we'll leave her there. She doesn't have to move. I'll keep her there. Okay, number 2. Now that we've gone, I'm going to go ahead and Carrion go. Carrion's going to attack the orange orc, so he's going to, you can't. Because the green orc, well, yeah, you can. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he is going to do backstab. And again, backstab gives him the power. He gets plus extra 5 damage when he hits if they're exposed, and he is exposed. So he will attack. It'll do 11 damage and ignores all effects applied by your enemies on the target. Oh, boy, that's a 1. That's like, can't do any worse than that, can you? So I'm rolling really bad right now. So he is done. Oops, this would have went to him. So I'm going to move it now to Qatar. And his ability comes off. So that orc is no longer considered exposed. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that same attack. So he will attack. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to do Mighty Blow, because if I do, that will eliminate that orc, the gray orc. So he's going to go 1, 2, and attack the gray orc. Are you kidding me? I just rolled another 1. I am just really just failing miserably. So that's going to be 5 on the gray. So that's going to take him down to 9. So he's gone, and actually, I forgot, I think Carrion, when he attacked, he still would have done 5 damage, which I forgot to do on the orange orc, so he'd have been down to 15. Okay, and then, yeah, she's going to go now, and now she's going to do, it's going to move to her, and she's going to do the special ready, and she is going to do Spring Seeds, which basically, she targets an ally. As long as I don't roll a 1, he's Carrion's with an 8. He'll get 32 hit points. If she misses, he still gets 15. There we go, 16. So this card is no longer going to be usable, and he is going to get 32 back, which is going to give him 60, which takes him right back to where he was. So that's a good thing. At least he's out of danger of being knocked out here. So that is the end of the hero's turn. So this is going to go away because this is the last hero's turn. And we will go to the next, or to the enemy's turn. And they're all still standing, so we will draw Shadow Barrier. So Shadow Barrier villains are protected once per turn, and it ends at the next round after the last hero's turn. So this is going to stay out as well, and they're going to be protected. And it's a basic, it's just basic strategy for their attack. But protected means they get +3 to their defense. So they're going to have +3 on their defense for the next round. So that's not good. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and start with the gray orc, and it will attack Qatar. So Qatar has a defense of 6. Oops, man, keep rolling that too hard. And a 2. Finally, I roll bad for the bad guys. That's a good thing. So it's a miss. And they're still going to take 5, and I apologize. I probably forgot to do that the last go around. I think, although I think they hit, so probably wouldn't have applied. So he's going to take 5. So 30, where's that? 41, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, math. All right. Simple math. I can't even get that. Okay, here we go. So that gray orc's gone, and then pretty much the other 2 are going to attack Carrion. So thank goodness he got his health back. So we'll start with the orange, and then we'll go with the green. So orange, get it in the tray. 6. Carrion's defense is 7, so that's going to be a miss. And he's going to take 5. It's going to take him down to 55. And then we'll do it again. 18, that's going to be a hit. So that's going to be 12, and he's going to get pushed. And he's going to get pushed 2. because they're rested. So we're going to have 12, 43, and he's going to get pushed. So they're going to push him into the lava. He's going to take 4 more. It's going to take him down to 39. So yeah, if it wasn't for Thalia's healing spell, that would have been the end of him. Okay. So again, they're considered protected. So their defense is going to be 3 higher. So they're going to have a 10 defense this next round. All right. So who's going to go first? I think I'll just have Thalia. Well, no, I'm going to have Qatar go first. I know he's a little weak. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to use this, but it will flip at the end of his turn, and then the next player will get to use it. So he is going to attack the gray one. Put these back. Good reminder. Secondary reminder. So roll 16. That's going to be a hit. Oops, and I forgot. I'm going to use the Mighty Blow again. So it's going to be 14 damage on the gray, which is going to kill him. We will remove him and put his token on the board. So there is a flask there. And since he has not moved, I will go ahead and use my movement. I will move. Actually, I'm going to move. Let's do this. Let's go 1, 2. And I will use a movement point to pick up the flask. So that's gone, and I would draw a flask. And, Potion of Precision. So we'll put that with him, and basically that is, he's considered blessed if he uses it. It's 8 squares, 1 enemy, and it does 13 damage, 10 residual. So that's pretty good, and it ignores cursed. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on him. And then he will also spend a movement point to pick up the treasure chest, which will give him 20 hit points back. And he is at 36, so he will be at 56. And that's a good thing. So there we go. Now I'm going to go, which is going to flip back over to the special ready side. I'm going to go ahead and do Carrion. Let's see what he has. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and we'll do Backstab. I got to remember their armor class is now 10, or their armor class, their defense. So I'll still do Backstab. Hopefully he can roll high enough here to get over a 10. If I can roll it in the tray. 12, so that's going to be a hit. So he is going to do 11 damage to the, oops, I forgot to move him. Sorry about that. We'll move him here. And he does 11 damage to the orange orc. And again, I keep forgetting to do the passive power, but I'm not going to, because so it's going to take him down to 4. And then, unfortunately, I probably, he was not adjacent to the ally. I probably should have moved Qatar up. I could have got 4 more points on that, but I didn't do it. So he is not going to get 4 damage, which would have taken him out of the game. So I made a mistake there. So remember that, make sure you remember the passive powers, and I could have moved him another movement, still would have been able to get the treasure and all that, but I forgot. So there we go. All right, so this is going to pass to, we'll do Thalia. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that Shield of Flowers, and I'm going to hopefully be able to protect Carrion again with it. So she needs to get a 10. It's 10 damage. It's one enemy. I'm going to target the orange orc. Maybe take him out. And I should anyways because the residual's 5. So she will attack. 6, which is not going to be enough to hit, but the residual damage will take him out. The bad thing is I'm not going to get her, the Shield of Flowers is not going to activate. So that kind of stinks. So he is gone. I put a token there to represent the flask, and I'm going to go ahead and move her now. 1, 2, 3, and she can pick that up with a movement point. And we'll draw another flask. And we have Mind Poison. So it's a 2 square attack, 1 enemy, 4 damage plus effect. The effect is you may move the target up to 3 squares, and then controlled by you. It makes a primary attack. Oh, that's cool. So I could move one of my guys up to make a primary attack with that. So Mind Poison. That's interesting. All right, so she has that. And now we will go to Katharina. And I think I'm going to leave, well, I should move her up. I'm going to move her up a little bit just because, well, no, I want to leave her here because we're going to be going that way. So I'm going to put her here. We'll put her here. And she's going to attack the... I'm going to make him vulnerable. Now make him cursed. So we are going to do Blood Curse. So again, that'll curse him, make it more damage. Oh, and her passive power, again, I forgot. I don't know why I'm having such a hard problem with that. So when she hit the target, oh, she missed, so it didn't really matter. So never mind. Okay, so Blood Curse. Missed again, but she'll do 5 damage. So it doesn't really matter what her passive power is because she missed. But she'll do 5 damage. So it'll take him down to 25. I can't believe how many 1s I've rolled. All right, so that's the end of the hero's turn. We'll go back to them. And again, this goes away because it's the end of the last hero's turn. And we would draw another enemy power. Ooh, so all heroes are exposed once per turn, and then it ends on the next round after the last hero's turn. So they are considered as exposed, and they just use the basic strategy. So I'm going to keep this down here by my heroes so I remember that. So they are all exposed. So they have a -3 to their defense, which is not good. All right, so we only have the one left. It's a basic attack. He's going to go after the lowest defense. He's all within 1, and so he's going to move to him. And he's going to attack Carrion, and the bad thing is Carrion's going to get pushed into the lava if he gets hit. So here we go. And he definitely got hit. So that's going to be 12 damage, plus he's going to get pushed to. So 27, and he gets pushed to. So boonk, boonk. And he's going to take 4 more damage, down to 23. So that's going to be the end of the enemy's turn. Now we're coming back to us. And I think it's going to go with Qatar, and he'll take his 8 to 48, and he will move to here. Actually, I'm going to move him all the way around to there, and he will attack. I'm going to do Mighty Blow. I should do the exposed because that'll benefit. So I will do Berserker Strike. Again, the reason being is it'll make him exposed, and then that'll help Carrion when he attacks. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 16, that's definitely a hit. Even, yeah, so that's going to be 13 damage on the green one. 12, and he is exposed. Actually, let me spin these just so we know they're no longer in the game. So there we go. And now I'm going to do Carrion. Oh, I can move the, I keep forgetting, I can move the target up 2 squares. So let's move him. 1, 2. And he takes 4 more damage. And actually, he's going to take more damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's also going to hit the target if he isn't adjacent to your allies, which he's not. He's going to take 4 more. Again, passive powers. And I know you're probably screaming because I keep forgetting to do that. So there we go. So we have him down to 4. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'll have, I shouldn't say basically either. I'm going to have him move out of the lava. But now he's adjacent, so that's not a good thing. He will get a reaction attack. But since he's, I don't know if he's going to take damage from that lava because he's standing in it. Let me check real quick. That's a good question, because if he starts his turn in it and he's not moving, yeah, you know what? I should be able to attack and then move. So let's do that. I'm going to attack. He's going to do backstab. So even if he misses, he'll get rid of him. But let's see. 6. So that's going to be enough. No, it's not. There's 7. Nope, there's 6. So that's going to be a hit. So he's going to do the damage, and that's going to kill him. And I don't... Where's his... there it is. It's in the lava. And then he'll move. 1, 2. I'm going to pick up the flask. And we get Potion of Haste. You move up to 6 squares before declaring the target. Oh, that's a good one. 13 damage. So that's a nice little attack. And it's only 1 square, but that's okay. So that was 2. This is gone. And then I'm just going to move this way. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So that's the end of his turn. So Thalia is going to go. And we got to get over to that other one. So I don't see what would be faster. If she moves twice, she moves 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll put her there. So she is done. And then we'll go to Katharina, and she'll go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're done. There are no enemies on the board. Actually, that's going to come back to him. So there's no enemies on the board right now. So we will go back to our hero's turn. Somebody's going to have to take some damage. I'll just give it to Thalia. She's going to take 8, take her down to 52 from the orb. And we'll go ahead and do one more round, I think. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, actually, she could just move right through her. A little roundabout way to do it. I'm not going to open the chest because that's 20 hit points. I'm going to save that for somebody that's a little more wounded. But she's going to use her primary action to free the... Actually, I'm not going to do that. Because if I do that, every time you free a prisoner, then the orcs are going to come out. And I guess they're going to come out regardless. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. So we're going to free the prisoner. And 3 orcs come out. Again, they're going to be adjacent to her, and 2 from where he was, but It's basically going to be like this. And they have her surrounded. And that's that. So she has gone. And I guess I'll just, since Katarina's right there, I'm going to go ahead, or Katharina, I keep calling Katarina. And because the problem is, if she does a ranged, you know what, I'm not going to have her go, because if she does a ranged attack adjacent to an enemy, they can do a reaction attack, and I don't want to do that. So I need to get, and those guys aren't going to be able to get there to attack most likely. I'll try Carrion and see. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he's not going to be able to get close enough to use his 2 square ranged attack. Oh, yeah, that's one enemy square. Qatar might be able to, so I'm going to move him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I can't do that. Where was he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think he was here. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can't get over there, so I'm going to be adjacent to him. 5, 6. So I'll just move him there. And then he's done. And we will move Qatar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he can't do his ranged attack, unfortunately. So 1, 2, 3. And I'll move him there. Actually, I'll go 3, 4. That way he's in contact with both. So now Katarina can go. The problem is, if she, like I said, if she goes with a ranged attack being adjacent, they'll be able to do a reaction attack, and I really don't want to have a reaction attack. I can avoid it. I know it's just their base attack. It'd be 7, but she could just do her base attack. That's a ranged base attack, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to try it. So in the book, they have a nice little chart. Find it here. That kind of, I don't think it's on the back of this card. No. It does talk about reaction attack, though. Making a ranged attack while adjacent to an enemy. So basically, it's a 1 square attack. It deals basic attack stat. And which is going to be 7. And then the target loses 1 movement point. But that's not going to really matter per se. But there's a nice little attack chart. Let me see if I can find it here. There we go. So basically what it does, let's see if I can put it in here. It shows, like, for the top part, again, declaration of attack, and then enemy may interrupt, and that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to do that right now. So she's going to declare an attack on the green. Oops, I forgot to put their tokens back out on the green orc. And he gets to do a reaction attack, which again is a 7. So that's going to hit. So it's going to do 7 damage. Now the basic attack doesn't have any kind of an effect other than the well, I guess it would still do move the, oh, and I forgot to mention, since we rescued the second prisoner, they now have quick feet, so like heroes cannot attack orcs from 3 or more squares away. So I wouldn't have been able to do any kind of longer range attacks anyways. So she is going to take 7 damage from his attack. And again, I'm not worried about the movement point. So to 45, and then she will do her attack. I don't think it's going to interrupt her attack. Let's see real quick. Yeah, I think I can still make my attack. Let me know. So she's going to attack, and she's going to do cursed or blood curse to make him cursed. So let's see what happens here. 7, which is just what she needs, and that's going to do 11 damage to the green orc there. It's going to take him down to 19. And then it's also going to, her passive power is hit another enemy, or 4 damage to an enemy 5 squares, up to 5 squares away, which I will just give it to the orange. So he will take 5. All right, so we're done. And this is going to go away. And we'll draw another one. So now we have Unholy Ground. Villains are blessed and ignore effects applied by heroes on all combatants. So there are no effects out there. So again, just basic strategy. Ends on the next round after the last hero turn. So they are blessed. Okay, flip these around too, just since they're still good and they're blessed. And let's see, we'll start with the green one. He's got 3 heroes. Oh, and I didn't even think about mobbing. Yeah, it wouldn't apply because they have adjacent allies. So mobbing would not have been affected in any of that. So let's see. It looks like he's going to attack Katharina because she's the lowest hit points. Oops, it looks like I bumped this. Okay, so he will attack. 12, that's going to hit. So again, they do 12 damage. And then they can push up to, push away. So 12, 33. And you're going to push her back. And I don't know, I don't think that effect applies of the rested where they get to push 2. I think it's just during that, those orcs have that ability, I think. So I don't know if they compound, but for right now, I'm just going to push 1 back. And you know what? No, I think I did that. All right, so let's move to the green orc went. Now we'll go with the gray orc, and the gray orc can only attack Thalia. That's going to hit. So Thalia is going to take 12, and then she would just get pushed back to here. $240. And now the one thing I need to clarify too is I don't know when she gets pushed back if that causes a reaction attack from the other character there, because she got pushed out of. I'll get right back here and I'll get right back to you. Yeah, I think it has to be during a move action. So no, that's not going to happen. Okay. So now the orange orc goes, and Carrion is going to be the one that it attacks because he is at the lowest. So 5. Oh, they're blessed. They get to roll twice. So he gets to roll again. 6. He has a defense of 7. So even after both rolls, the other ones I didn't have to roll twice. I should have, but they always take the highest. So if they hit, they hit. So yeah, he missed even with 2 rolls. So thank goodness. Okay, so back to the players. Let's see here. Well, let's just go ahead with Qatar. He'll take 8. Although I don't know. See, that's the thing. Since he had that last turn, I don't know if he gets to keep it. I think it might have to go to another player to start. Yeah, let's just do Katharina here. She's going to do Black Plague. That'll make him vulnerable. So that's actually not a bad thing. So she's going to... I'm going to keep her where she's at. She's going to attack the green one. So put these back. 8 or 16, so that's definitely a hit. So that's going to be 11 damage plus 5 to another enemy. So 11 damage to the green orc, which is going to take it down to 8. And then she can do 5 damage, or where am I looking here? Oh, I'm doing vulnerable, so never mind, that does not. But her passive power, 4 damage to 5 squares away. I'll give that to the orange. Just take him down to 20. And the green orc is vulnerable. So I think we can get rid of that orange orc if I... Yeah, let's do that. I know it's... So we'll pass this here to Qatar. Qatar will go. And I'm going to do Mighty Blow. No, I'm going to do Berserker Strike, so he's exposed. 3. Doesn't really matter what I do because I just missed again. And we'll just go ahead and move it over to Carrion. Carrion will attack the orange. Ooh. Yeah, but I don't want to do that. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll just attack. I could attack with this other one. Let's do that. Let's do Memory Theft. Or, excuse me, Dirty Trick. Because he can attack the green orc and he's vulnerable. So, let's do that. So I get a +2 bonus to my roll when I roll to hit. 20. So that's great. So he's going to get 5 extra damage. So he does 10 damage plus the critical, which is 15 on the green orc. So the green orc is gone. He even would have had his passive power work, but that's not going to matter. So he is gone. And yeah, we'll do that. and then I can't move because I'll get a reaction attack. So Thalia goes, and actually she could pick up that flask as part of her movement. So why don't we do that? She'll spend 1 movement point to pick that up. Get a flask, and her other flask is Hydra Blood. So that is 8 squares, 1 ally, gain +2 bonus to your roll, and the target may move up to 3 squares and then make 2 basic attacks. So it's another one of those you can move one of your guys around. So that's a cool thing, which she could almost do right now, actually, because 2 basic attacks would be 14 damage. Yeah, but I can heal. So she's going to do I'm going to do Shield of Flowers. She'll attack. 16, that's a hit. So that's 10 damage to the... yeah, let's just go ahead and put it on the gray one so we can get him wounded. And then she is going to apply that to Carrion. So he has the Shield of Flowers. So he's immune to damage from primary attacks. And then she hit a target, so an ally within range regains 4 hit points, so I'll just give that to Carrion. So that's going to take him up to 27. So there we go. We'll do one more enemy thing here, and then we'll hopefully be able to finish up on the next video. So, enemy power card. This one goes away. And we have Vile Ritual. So that is, villains are hastened and ignore effects applied by heroes and combatants. So the effects aren't going to apply, and they are hastened as well. And then command, attack the hero with the lowest defense within 6 squares. So we'll start with the orange. The lowest defense would be, they're all 6, and then Thalia, yeah, so it's going to really, he's going to attack Qatar, unfortunately. And let's see what happens there. 2, it's going to be a miss. Good thing, but still 5 residual. So where's he at? 48, 43, and then, see, Thalia has a really good defense, so he's actually going to move up. Probably, yeah, he would move up here and attack Carrion because he has a lower defense. So he's going to attack, or Qatar. So 13, that will be a hit. So that's going to be 12, and he's going to push him back. And it's going to be 12 damage. I don't remember where I was at. 43, 33, 31. Okay. So they are done. And remember, they're blessed and hastened. So we're going to go ahead and end there, and then we will finish up in the next video.